This video is about my top 10 sites that people typically do not see on their first visit to Rome. In fact, some of these sites probably aren't visited by people even on their 4th, 5th, or 10th visit to Rome. People plan their trips to Rome. Most people, they want to see the Vatican. They want to go see St. Peter's Basilica and the Vatican Museum. They want to see the Colosseum and the Roman Forum. They go see Trevi Fountain, the Spanish Steps, the Pantheon, Piazza Navona. And there's a few other major sites, Victor Emmanuel Monument at the Piazza Venezia. So these sites are important, and understandably they get most of the attention of tourists, but there are so many sites in Rome, and in this video I'm going to share with you what are my top 10 sites outside of the big ones that I think you should definitely make time to see on your next visit to Rome. I almost forgot, for those that have been to Rome, I'd like to hear from you in the comments, how many of these sites were you able to see on your first visit to Rome? I think most of you have not seen very many of these. I could be wrong, but let me know. I'd love to hear from you, and enjoy the video. So here's a site that a lot of people have heard of, but not all of them take the opportunity to see it while they're in Rome. There's so many other things to do, but I recommend you do go to Circus Maximus. It's not too far from the Colosseum. It looks closer than it is, so I recommend if you're over there at the Colosseum to hop on the metro. You just take it down one stop, it comes out right across the street. Then it'll give you the opportunity to walk across Circus Maximus. Circus Maximus is where they used to hold the chariot races. And it's just let your imagination run wild as you walk across this stretch here. It's probably 600-700 meters. But while you're at Circus Maximus, there are some other really interesting sites, including La Bocca della Verità. It's right inside this church right here, right in the entryway. And then across the street from La Bocca della Verità is the Temple of Hercules and the Temple of Portuno, which is right there. These are small temples, but they're very important sites in Rome. So while you're out there, take a look at those, but don't miss the opportunity to see Circus Maximus. The next site is a little bit unusual. See this dark site? This is the Termini train station. Here's the Colosseum and stuff. This little dark patch here, this is actually a cemetery. It's huge. But let's zoom in here and kind of show you. I mean, it's very interesting. Now, I don't know if you're from Europe and other countries, maybe it's not that fascinating, but from the cemeteries that I've been to, and I live in the States, they're nothing like this, so I thought it was very interesting. And you come down here, it's like a whole city. I mean, really, you look at these, some of these got these high-rise like buildings down here, you see these here, kind of interesting. All throughout here, different, I guess, different pay grades, different, like the suburbs and you got your apartments and just very interesting, your villas, just like in real life, I guess. Look at this section of villas like all around, kind of scattered through there. Let's go down and take a look, and if you've got the time, definitely check it out if that interests you. I know it's not for everybody, but I found it to be fascinating. Interrupting this video to tell you briefly about our new Rome travel guide called Rome Travel Guida. Yes, we have a travel guide. We created it to help you make the most of your next visit in Rome. We share with you everything you need to know about Rome before coming, everything you need to know about Rome while you're in Rome, and we have GPS maps guiding you to our favorite restaurants, our favorite gelaterias, our favorite pasticcerias, favorite street food. Tons of great information to help you have a great time in Rome. Also, I want to thank those that have already subscribed to the guide. We've had 100 of you, over 100 already subscribed. We really appreciate it. The guide is $25, but I'm going to put a discount code in this video description that will give you up to 50% off. We really appreciate you, and back to the video. So even on your first visit to Rome, one time or another, you're going to find yourself right here in front of the Victor Emmanuel Monument. But what people don't often do is make their way to Piazza del Popolo, and one way of getting there is to come right down Via del Corso. It's a nice walk, there's lots of shops to see along the way, but if you keep going, you're going to eventually end up at Piazza del Popolo. Another way of getting there is on the metro. The metro station is called Flaminia. It's just right here. It's one stop beyond the Spanish Steps, so it's very close to the Spanish Steps. But a lot of times people don't get to Piazza del Popolo for one reason or another. If you're at the Spanish Steps, you can hop on the metro. It's just maybe a 2 or 3 minute ride. But if you like the idea of walking down Via del Corso, where you can do some shopping and just kind of check out the local shops and stuff, then head down Via del Corso. While you're at Piazza del Popolo, there is one thing I want to point out. While you're here, let me back out here. There is a big park here. It's called Villa Borghese. It's massive. But right here next to Piazza del Popolo, there's a terrace. It's a viewpoint. It's maybe 200 feet or so above the city. Maybe 50 or 60 stairs to get up here, maybe a little more, but not much. 5-minute walk. And you can get one of the best views in Rome, looking out over the city, and you can see a great view of the Vatican. So I highly recommend you do that, and don't miss the opportunity when you're in Rome to check out Piazza del Popolo. Almost everybody who visits Rome for the first time makes it out to see St. Peter's Basilica at the Vatican, but there's another very important church. It's one of the papal churches. There's 4 papal churches that are called major basilicas in Rome. And one of them is so easy to go see. It's called La Chiesa di Santa Maria Maggiore. Here's the train station. You can walk there from the train station. You can also walk there from the Monte neighborhood. It's a beautiful church, and especially in 2025, year of the Jubilee, you don't want to miss it. There's 2 other papal basilicas that I did a video about. If you're interested in that, I'll put a link to that video in the description. But year of the Jubilee is 2025. It only takes place once every 25 years, and it's been going on since 1300. I won't go too much into it in this video, but it's going to be a super year for 2025 as far as the Jubilee goes, and you don't want to miss this awesome Basilica, Santa Maria Maggiore. So we've seen a lot of sights in Rome, but there's one neighborhood that everybody should check out. Now, a lot of people do eventually get over here, 2nd, 3rd, 4th time to Rome, but it's such a fun neighborhood. Even if it's your first time to Rome, get across the river. This is the Tiber River. Here's the train station. And here's the Colosseum. So just across the river is a neighborhood called Trastevere.
With you I see the morning always comes. With you I hear the story told by love. You never leave a diamond in the rough. There's better seasons rising like the sun, 'cause morning always comes.
Now Trastevere is kind of a fun neighborhood. Very limited traffic in most of this area in here, so it's easy for pedestrians to walk around. There are literally hundreds of restaurants. The pricing of these restaurants are 20, 30, 40% less than some of the other more touristy areas. Plus, the quality of the food is quite a bit better. Whatever you're looking for, you can find it in here. It's just a super fun area to hang out. There's stuff going on here till well past midnight, 2 in the morning even. There's a real fun piazza square right here that you can go out to. There's almost always street performers. There's art shows. There's just something happening in this square almost 24 hours a day. I mean, maybe from 3 in the morning till 6 in the morning is kind of quiet, but other than that, you can find a party in Piazza Trilusa.
Come on, one more. Sing it in. And love, Roman will cry. Sing it. And love, Roman will cry. Say one more. Sing it.
And our next site is not far from here, and we'll talk about that in just 1 minute. So while you're in Rome, who doesn't love a great sunset? And just above Trastevere, here's Trastevere here, which we were just talking about. You can take a walk. I'll put a link in the description that'll give you like a GPS guide so you can easily get here. It's pretty easy, but basically you're going to just walk up here. There's a really cool church. Depending on which way you go, there's more than one way to get there, but it's going to take you right around here. It's going to walk up, there's some stairs, and you're going to walk up right around here, and you're going to head over to this square that's actually called Piazza Gianicolo, I believe. Yeah, there it is, Piazza Gianicolo. It's where the statue, the monument of Garibaldi's at right there. And at this square, there is some great views of Rome. It's a great place to go see a sunset. And just across this way here, let me show you. You can walk over here. It's a little hard to see from here, but this little perch there, right in this area, it has great views of the Vatican. And every night, a big crowd forms, not thousands of people, but hundreds of people, to go see the sunset. And the lights go out over Rome, and see those lights of Rome kind of start to illuminate. A lot of fun. So maybe it's a good time to, depending on the season and when you're there, to go to the sunset, see the sunset, and then grab a meal in the Trastevere neighborhood. Super, super fun thing to do. And if you like views and you like sunsets, you're going to love Piazza Gianicolo. Just on the other side of the Tiber from the Trastevere neighborhood, you can get there more than one way, but here's a pedestrian bridge right here. You can head to Campo De Fiori.
Giving every piece of my soul. Go to keeping now. Giving every piece of my soul. Go to keeping now.
It's Rome's oldest open market. It runs every day from early in the morning till around 5 in the evening. You can pick up souvenirs, all kinds of stuff. It used to be just fruits and vegetables and some flowers, but now it's just about everything. It's kind of a touristy market, but what I love about this neighborhood is not just this market. This market is kind of touristy, and you know, an hour or so in the market and you're kind of done with it. There's so many fun streets to walk around here, along with neat, nice restaurants, eateries, pizzerias, gelaterias, just all kinds of, you know, boutique shops, whatever. You walk on all these streets. It's a lot of fun to just kind of go and explore. So this is a historic market, so you don't want to miss it. It's so close to so many things. So if you're visiting Trastevere, it's super easy to go to. If you're visiting Piazza Navona, which is right up over here, you can just head right down here. So there's so many things that are so close that you're going to be seeing anyways. So go ahead and take the time to head down to Campo De Fiori. Even if it's after the market closed, it's a real pretty piazza to go grab dinner or just take a look at it, take some pictures, and take it all in. Anyway, you don't want to miss Campo De Fiori. Another one of my favorite sites is the Jewish Ghetto. And again, this is Trastevere. We were just at the Campo De Fiori. You can walk straight down that road into the Jewish Ghetto. Right here's the Jewish Ghetto. And the Jewish Ghetto is just a really cool place to hang out. Right in this section here, there are some really cool, ruins to walk through. And then as you enter into the Jewish Ghetto, you've got nice restaurants. It's a pedestrian area. You don't have to worry about cars or anything like that. So you can walk down in there and just kind of enjoy the atmosphere. There's lots of little shops there. There's a bakery that's been selling pastries for 300 years. There's all kinds of things to see. And then in these streets, you're going to see some of these alleyways. Just kind of go down in here. Here's one in here where there's throughout this whole neighborhood, there's doors, and in front of the doors, there's these cobblestones. They're golden cobblestones commemorating the lives that were lost for those that were taken to Auschwitz concentration camp. It was like 1,200 Romans that were Jews that were taken from their homes, taken to Auschwitz. Only, I'm not sure, but there's only like 10 or 20, I think it was close to 20 that returned to Rome. All the others perished in Auschwitz, but there are stones in front of these doors commemorating them. And then there's another really interesting fountain that's right here called the Fountain of the Tartaruge, and it's the turtle fountain. The Jewish Ghetto really is one of my favorite locations in Rome. I love it, and so when you're in the area, be sure to swing by the Jewish Ghetto for an authentic experience. So the next site really is one of my favorite, and very few tourists, when I mean very few, I mean very few tourists ever make it out here. It is the Aqueducts located at Aqueduct Park. And it's super easy to get out to. It's located just off the metro, line A. So what you want to do is, if you're on the line B somewhere, make it to the Termini station, and that's where the two lines cross. Get onto the A line heading towards Anagnina, and then you're going to just head right out to the Subagusta metro station. Let's put it in here. We're going to head to Subagusta. It's maybe 10 or so stops, takes about 20 minutes. It's located in the Don Bosco neighborhood. And what you're going to do, you're here at the station. This is the station right here. You're going to walk maybe 200 yards, not very far at all, right down this road, and you're going to end up in the Aqueduct Park. Now, one thing I recommend you do, maybe as you get out here, is to swing into a grocery store, grab some, bread, sandwiches, some snacks, some cookies, something to eat while you're out here, maybe something to drink, and then go explore the aqueducts right out here. Super fun. Super relaxing. It's a great evening idea, so if you want to go before dinner, come out here for 1 or 2 hours and enjoy the aqueducts. It's really inspirational. I love it out there, and it's especially nice when the city's crowded and you just want to recharge. You need a little bit of an escape. Head out to Aqueduct Park. It's the perfect antidote. I promise you, you're gonna love it. So the number one place that I think you should visit in Rome that very few tourists really do, even though most people have heard of it, it is Via Appia Antica. If you're not familiar, Via Appia Antica is the world's oldest road that is still, in existence today. It was built in like 300 BC, and if you walk down Via Appia Antica, you're going to get the opportunity to follow the footsteps of the Apostle Paul, Julius Caesar, and Spartacus. You may have heard of Spartacus. Now, Spartacus met his demise on Via Appia Antica along with, his army of rebellion. They were slaves, they were gladiators, and they were all hung along Via Appia Antica, 6,000 of them along with Spartacus. But anyways, this street has so much history, so it's just so inspiring. You're gonna love it, and I'm gonna show you the best way to do it. The best way to see this is on foot, and I'm gonna show you a great way. I'm gonna set it all up for you so it can make a great day of it. What you're going to do is you're going to want to get a taxi from wherever you're at in Rome. You can get a taxi, right? And especially in the center of Rome, there's taxis everywhere. Just go to a taxi station. Better yet, use an app called FREENow, and a taxi will come to you. You're going to need that app when you get done doing the Via Appia Antica anyway, because it's much harder to find a taxi when you get outside of the center of Rome. So you want to have an app on your phone that you can, you know, request a taxi to come pick you up. What you're going to do, there's a McDonald's down here. It's right at the beginning of where we're going to start the walk. Now this walk, just FYI, it is around 8 miles. It's around 13 kilometers. So it is kind of a long walk, but you're going to be going very slow. You're going to be checking out sights along the way. It's going to be one of those days that you'll never forget, I promise you. So anyway, you're going to have a taxi take you out here, and I'm going to put it in the description of this video, the exact location where you can have that taxi drop you off, making it super easy for you. But when you first start out, you're going to be walking right here. See, here's the McDonald's right here, and this is Appia Nuova, basically the new Appia way. But right next to it is the Antica. This one here, at the beginning, is more like a dirt path, you know, kind of a dirt road path at times. You're going to come down, and as you get down as you work your way towards Rome, it gets more and more interesting the further you go. Eventually, you know, there's villas, there's castles, there's ruins, there's statues, all kinds of fun things to explore along the way. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk the entire thing. So you're going to plan for, you know, 6-8 hours to do it, and that'll, you know, allow you to do it at a really leisurely pace. But let me show you. We're going to walk all the way to the Catacombs. So if you wanted to see the Catacombs, there's this Catacombs. This is right here, San Calistro Catacombs. Let me show you one little thing here. You're going to need to kind of know this as you come up via Appia Antica. Okay, so here's the Appia Antica right here. Now, right when you get into this area here, there's a little restaurant, I don't know, it's like a little eatery or something right here. You're going to go to the Catacombs. You can stay on via Appia Antica, but I recommend you come in through this gate here, and it's pretty easy because it's kind of like you finally get into kind of this square here is kind of, you know, you're going to see stuff in here as a church and whatnot. You just follow this little, come up this road here, and then right down this real kind of a private road. It's not really private, but there's not really any cars on it. Very few, just ones that are visiting the Catacombs. And so you can go to the Catacombs right here. There are other catacombs as well, so you can choose which one you want to go to. Here is one of them, I think, that's really nice. And then when you get done, you're just going to continue down this road until you get back to this section right here is what I'm going to show you. It's kind of get my internet to catch up here. Once you get to this section here, this is via Appia Nuova, or Antica, sorry. And then you have like a section here, there's traffic and stuff. And this is a good place to, you know, get your taxi to come pick you up at. So when you're done, you'll have walked right around 13 kilometers, maybe a little bit more, but right about that. And then you can have it take you, you know, the taxi take you back to your hotel or wherever you want to go. So if walking 13 kilometers, around 8 miles, is a little bit intimidating, but you still want to do via Appia Antica, I'm going to put a second location that you can have the taxi driver drop you off at. I'll put that in the description. It'll be about half of the distance. It's still a real good location. You're still going to see a lot of great things. I do recommend, if you're able to, take the whole experience in, 8 miles, 13 kilometers. I can't recommend via Appia Antica enough. I think you're going to love it, especially if you decide to walk it and take the time to do that. It'll be one of those things that you look back 5-10 years from now and just remember it like it was yesterday. It's going to leave an impression on you, I guarantee it. So make sure you make time for via Appia Antica. Our channel is all about helping you make the most of your time in Rome. Consider subscribing if you haven't already done so, and give this video a thumbs up. I think it was a good one, so give me a thumbs up. And to the next one, alla prossima, ciao.
Wonderful street.